Welcome back, everybody, to another fun gear review. And today we're taking a look at the SwissKarry Clip made by Donk. Now, this came up in my feed quite by accident. I wasn't even looking for something like this. Found it on Amazon and went ahead and got it. And it came in an Amazon mailer, just as you see here. This QR code takes you to a video that shows how to install it. And it says, designed and hand-finished in New Zealand, patent pending. Well, if it just says designed and hand-finished, then it's probably not 100% made in New Zealand. It's probably the clip is stamped out in China or Taiwan and then sent over there. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong and you know for a fact, hit me up in the comments. I couldn't find out. Price for this on Amazon right now, I got it for $18.85. The list price is $19.95. There are 10 different color style variations available on Amazon. I will put a link to the Donk store on Amazon down in the description so you can go look and get whichever one you want. And this is a pocket clip for 91mm Swiss Army knives, and it fits over 15 different models, such as the Angler, the Camper, the Climber, the Cyber Tool and Cyber Tool Light, the Explorer, the Fieldmaster, the Fisherman, the Handyman, the Hiker, the Huntsman Light, Mountaineer, the Ranger, the Spartan and Spartan Light, Swiss Champ, Tinker, and Tinker Deluxe and Super Tinker is what they list. Now, in reading some of the reviews on Amazon before I pulled the trigger on this, one guy said it wouldn't fit his older model of Explorer. So if you have an older Explorer, it might not fit. Just a heads up on that. So let's go ahead and get this out of the package so you can see what I'm rambling about here. It's a stainless steel construction, and they almost give you everything you will need inside here. Oh boy. You know what? Let's open it with a Swiss Army knife. Isn't that ironic? Okay. Trying to get in between the... There we go. There we go. Alright. As you can see, this particular one is called the Topo Black, and it kind of looks like a topographical map. I thought it was pretty nice. And I'm going to be installing it on my everyday carry Swiss Army Knife Huntsman here. Now this is the same one that I made a deep ride pocket clip in a Myog video for. I'll put a link to that video at the end of this video, should you be interested and have not seen that. So what they give you here, they give you the pocket clip, this mounting block, 3 little screws, and this wrench to install it. It gets installed here on the key ring area right there. Right here. So we got to pop that off. I'm going to move everything around so you can have a good view while I work on this. One of the things you might need to install this that they don't give you is a pair of pliers. So I'm going to be using my Roxxon Flex, should I need it. But the first thing you got to do is you got to remove either the key ring here and anything you might have attached to that. If you don't have that on there, then you're already part of the way there. I will also put a link in the description to the video that this QR code goes to if you want to check it out. It's pretty straightforward, pretty simple. And I got a message. Alright, so we got that off. Now the reason I was excited about this clip is right here we have the tweezers. The way this clip mounts on and everything, you're going to still be able to get access to the tweezers. Some of the other clips I've seen that go around both sides make that problematic. So we're going to see what problems this one may have. I don't know as of yet. I read quite a few reviews. Most of them were pretty positive. Okay. So there is our mounting block. And this side here with the cutout goes over this guy. But to do that, you got to pull the screwdriver bit out first, and you can see how that moves a little bit. So this will snap on there just like that. So that's on there. And you're supposed to take one of these screws and install it from this side. Another thing you might want to use if you're going to do this is some Loctite. This is Permatex Loctite Blue, which means it's removable. Because as far as I can tell, oh wait a minute, look, there's a little bit of blue on that screw. So it looks like there's already Loctite on them. Good on them. Yeah, see that blue? It's already on them. Outstanding. Alright, well I thought I'd have to dig that out and use it, but apparently I was wrong. So there's our screw on the end of this little wrench. We're going to put that on the back. They say not to tighten it super tight until you get everything mounted. So I'm going to snug that. That's snug on there. Then you take the clip and you line it up on those two protrusions, and this is where you might need the pliers to push it down. Yeah, it's going on kind of tight. There we go. So it's seated on there. You can see how the clip is. And then you put one of these screws in this little hole, in that little hole right there. We're going to do that now. I'm going to snug that. Okay, now when you get both of these in here and they're snug, you can go ahead and tighten them. So I'm going to give that a turn. Feels pretty tight. We'll give this side a turn. That feels nice and tight, and we'll check this again one more time. Okay. Those feel like they are on there, and you can put this back. Now, one thing I noticed right away, that's where my screwdriver is. It's a lot looser, because if you've noticed, the ring attachment here will move back and forth as you move the screwdriver. And so that clip moves a little bit each time. You see that? See that right there? So when you go to close it, it's a little loose while it's closed. Not a deal breaker, but something to be aware of. Alright, and they do give you one extra little screw. And I'm going to put that back in here and put that back in the envelope here. And I'm also going to put my homemade clip in there so I don't lose it. And put this aside. Oh, and the wrench. Okay. Well, looks pretty dang good. I like it. I mean, That's pretty slick looking. Now they did have a version of this that was laser etched like this, and it looked like camouflage, but I thought that'd look a little tacky on top of the Huntsman with camouflage scales. But I love the black topo. And as you see, there's no gap. There's no gap or anything here. That's fully seated. And the clip comes right down against the scales. All right. Let me get a pair of jeans up here, and I'll show you what it looks like riding in the pocket. So we have it here in the pocket, an old pair of jeans, and pushed all the way down, you can see it rides a little high. A little bit more than half an inch. Probably a little bit more than a centimeter. Let's double check what my eyeballs are saying. So it looks like it's about a 1/16 over half an inch, or about 1.5 centimeters riding proud of the lip of the jeans. So if you're okay with that, that isn't terrible. I don't know if I'm going to be okay with that. We're going to find out. So it has pretty good retention because I have no gap here. I heard some people, they said when they put it together they had a gap, but I'm wondering if they didn't get it fully seated like I did. And I guess that's what the pliers are for. But it's got good retention. Goes right in. It's very nice. Okay. So I'm going to carry this for the next week, and we're going to see what I think of it. And I'll either be going back to my old clip, or I'll be keeping this. So I will see you in 1 week. I think that's enough time for me to really develop an opinion. Alright? I'll see you then. It has been 2 weeks, and I have carried this knife daily in this configuration with the SwissKarry Clip. And I have some things to say about it. So consider this my final thoughts. Good and bad. Good. It absolutely works like it's supposed to. Okay? It clips into my jeans, works real well, rides a little higher out of the pocket than I'd like it to, but it does work. Here's the bad, at least for me. I put it on my Huntsman. My Huntsman, you know, has a decent amount of layers, so it's a little thick. You know, it's a little bit more, pretty close to 3/4 of an inch. So it's a little bulky in the pocket, especially when you set down. I think this clip would be better on a thinner Swiss Army knife, like a Spartan or a Spartan Light. Not as thick, not as many layers. But after a week, I kind of got used to carrying it like this, so it wasn't as bad. It just took a small bit of time there to grow used to it as it was. It's beautiful. It looks really good. You know. One of the bad things I did notice, alright, I can totally get to my tweezers easily, which is good. But the package hook, right here, the hook, with my bare hands, I can't get that hook out. I found that I got to take my tweezers, like this, and I got to push that hook up. Grab it with my finger to get it out. There's too much of an obstruction here with the mounting block to easily get the hook out. Alright? So that is one thing to be aware of. It does put some tension on this whole thing, so when you pull your reamer out, I can feel, if you watch it, it moves just a little bit. See how it moves over? So there's definitely tension on that whole spring apparatus there. The bottle opener and screwdriver here is loose. I mean, there ain't no doubt about that. That is loose. But it does work. It does advertise. It never came loose. It's on there, man. It is on there. Plus, they give you extra, one extra screw, so if you did lose one, as long as you could recover the clip or whatever, you could put that extra screw in there, which is very thoughtful. Very cool. But going back to the price. When I got this, I got it for $18.85, list price of $19.95. So I got it under the list. I think they could come down a little bit more on that price, but then again, if this is hand finished in New Zealand, it's probably shipping from China, where the clip is stamped out at, to New Zealand, and then to the US. There's a lot of shipping going on there. There's a lot of... I get where that extra price comes from. Okay? So I'm not going to knock them because of that. But I wouldn't pay full price. Mainly because, well, I like a bargain. Okay? If you can live with the way it rides in the pocket, it's going to obstruct some of the tools. It's going to loosen up your bottle opener and screwdriver. If you can live with all that, I say go for it. Especially if you like Swiss Army knives, you have one that you are totally into. There's a lot of different patterns and styles of clips you can get. But I think they could do better. Alright? I'm not saying that to be a jerk either. What I'd like to see is them redesign this clip to where it comes up and over and around and hooks on here, so it rides a little deeper. That's what I would like to see. If they make a deeper pocket clip that comes up, goes around, and hooks there, I would totally be into that. As it stands, I think I'm going to remove this from my Huntsman. I'm going to go back to my Myog Deep Carry clip that I made. I'm going to save this. Next time I go to a gun and knife show, I'm going to probably pick up a Spartan. I've been looking for an excuse to get a Spartan, and I'm going to put this on the Spartan. I think that would look great on a Spartan. But these are my opinions, and I am an expert on my opinions. So buy it, don't buy it. That is entirely up to you. But I hope you at least learn something here. Any questions, please hit me up in the comments. And thank you for watching. Have a great evening. James.